Chase credit cards are some of the best cards on the market since they can easily give anyone thousands of dollars in value back from their normal spending in the form of cashback or travel. But the problem is these Chase credit cards also have all these hidden rules and roadblocks in place that act as almost kind of a barrier to entry to unlock that value. And these rules and roadblocks trip up a lot of people by causing them to make many mistakes that otherwise should be easily avoidable. So that's why in this video, I want to go over the 9 most common Chase credit card mistakes that I see way too many people make and how you can avoid them. That way you can win at the credit card game and not miss out. So mistake number 1 is something that's kind of hard to figure out unless you've been around the entire credit card game for the past few years. And that mistake is settling for a lower sign-up bonus. Now, unlike some other credit card issuers that might give you different offers depending on the time of the day and who you are, Chase pretty much gives everyone the exact same opportunity to get the same sign-up bonus, except for 2 ways that I want to highlight right here. So to see what the current welcome bonus is for a Chase credit card, like maybe the Sapphire Preferred or Freedom Flex, or a co-branded card like maybe the Marriott Bonvoy Boundless, all you have to do is go to Chase's website and scroll all through their credit card page where you can find what their current offers are. Now, where the mistake comes into play is that most people who are new to this are just going to assume that the current sign-up offer on this website is the best one, so they'll pretty much just apply on the spot. But really what they might want to do instead is just be patient and wait for one of 2 things. First, Chase might send you elevated welcome offers in the mail if you're targeted based on some criteria, so it might be a good idea to check your mailbox and not automatically throw away all your credit card offers. And I've seen people get targeted for these offers for co-branded hotel and airline cards, as well as their more well-known Sapphire Preferred, where I hear about people getting offers for 80,000 or even 100,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points, even when the Chase website is only offering 60,000 points as their standard bonus. You might also be able to check online for certain targeted offers by going into your Chase account and then clicking on the main menu and scrolling down to where it says just for you. And I don't personally have any offers available to me right now, but everyone is going to be different, so it's worth checking this out as well before applying for any Chase credit card, just in case you see something higher. But then the second thing that you can do is actually just wait before applying. And I know that sounds obvious, but most people don't know that Chase has a history of increasing their sign-up offers on certain cards at different times throughout the year. So I'd recommend that if you're not in a rush to get a certain card that you want, then maybe just wait it out for a month or 2 and see if you get lucky with an elevated offer, because those extra points or miles could be worth hundreds of dollars or even more. You can even do some research online and you might find special in-branch offers where if you go to a physical Chase branch location, they might be able to give you a better sign-up offer as well. So the point here is just to be patient when it comes to getting new Chase credit cards. So I would never apply for a card right away, but instead I'd take maybe a week or 2 weeks to do some research and see what other offers have been out there in the past. And at that time, I can decide if I really want the card right now or if I just want to wait until a later time to apply. Now, mistake number 2 is a quick one that I'll explain in 30 seconds because still not everyone knows about this if you're new to Chase cards. But the second mistake is not realizing what Chase cards earn ultimate rewards points. So with this, just remember that if it's a co-branded card from maybe Amazon or Marriott, those are earning their own points with that brand and not Chase Ultimate Rewards points. So Marriott cards earn Marriott points that can be used in the Marriott system, and a card like the Chase Amazon Prime Visa Signature earns points that can only be redeemed basically for cashback within the Amazon system. Cards that earn Chase Ultimate Rewards points are obviously going to start with the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Chase Sapphire Preferred because they advertise on their website that these cards are earning those UR points. But then other cards from Chase that also earn these same UR points include the no annual fee Freedom Flex and Freedom Unlimited, as well as most of the Ink business cards like the Ink Cash, Ink Unlimited, and Ink Preferred. The big deal here is that with any card that earns these Chase Ultimate Rewards points, if you hold a card with better points redemption features like those Sapphire cards have, you'll be able to combine all the points you earned from all these cards and then redeem them for even more value with those Sapphire cards. So if you earned 5% back in one of the rotating categories on the Freedom Flex, that's really earned as 5x points per dollar. But then if you combine those points with a Sapphire Preferred and transfer out to a travel partner and get twice as much value, then effectively you got 10% back in value from the points you earned on the Freedom Flex. I'll get into the whole transferring points thing later on here, but you can also go ahead and subscribe down below to see videos about the stuff in much more detail. And I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of July, so go ahead and again, subscribe for free down below if you haven't already. Now, for mistake number 3 here, I want to talk about another really common thing that goes along with the first mistake of not getting the best sign-up bonus offers, and that mistake is not calling Chase to match a new offer. So as soon as I made a video the other week talking about a limited time 80,000 point offer on the Sapphire Preferred, I immediately got dozens and dozens of comments from people out there saying they just applied recently for the standard standard 60,000 point offer and now they feel like they missed out. But luckily, as myself and many of you quickly pointed out, you can actually message or call Chase and ask them to match a new offer. And many times, if you just apply for that card maybe a few weeks ago or up to a month earlier, they're gonna honor that and easily change the offer to reflect the higher sign-up bonus. Now, this is completely up to Chase, but from what I saw, they did this for pretty much anyone that asked for the higher 80K offer and just recently got the 60K point offer instead. But in the past, I know sometimes they did not match like that, so it really just varies. But the main takeaway here from this, or really anything else in the credit card game, is that it never hurts to ask, because the worst thing they can do is say no. Now, before we get into a few more really easily avoidable Chase mistakes here, we gotta talk about one of my favorite services out there that I use to create content here on YouTube, and that is Epidemic Sound, who's sponsoring a portion of today's video. So whether you're creating content for your own social media platforms or for a business, Epidemic Sound is the best option for restriction-free music to really enhance the entire look and feel of your content. With Epidemic Sound, they make it super easy to go ahead and search the catalog of thousands of songs by filtering through different things like beats per minute, genre, mood, and much more. So with my YouTube videos where I talk about things like traveling with points and miles or mistakes to avoid making with credit cards, Epidemic Sound has helped me to add that extra touch on certain videos to really take my content to another level. Now, like I said, this is restriction-free music, which is so important because Epidemic Sound is gonna give you options so that way you're covered with the right license to use music from their platform in your content, and that way you don't have to worry about any copyright claims. So whether you need a personal plan for yourself or a commercial plan for any work you might be doing for your clients, Epidemic Sound has exactly what you need, and I've been a big fan of them. Now, because we're all about saving money and traveling for less using the power of credit cards here on this channel, I was able to go ahead and get a good deal for anyone to try out Epidemic Sound for the first few months. So if you use the link down below and then sign up for a monthly plan using the code DanielBraun50, you're gonna get a 30-day free trial and then 50% off the personal or commercial plan for 2 months after that as well. So definitely go ahead and check out Epidemic Sound, where you can make whatever content you're creating even better. Now, next here for mistake number 4, I think it's definitely a good idea for us to talk about the infamous Chase 524 rule that might or might not be changing recently. But that mistake is not planning around the Chase 524 rule as you get any new credit cards. So for anyone new that's still unfamiliar with this, the Chase 524 rule just simply states that if you've opened 5 or more personal credit cards across any issuer in the past 24 months, you're gonna be automatically denied for any new Chase credit cards. And because of this rule, if we're trying to play the overall long-term credit card game the right way, we actually want to prioritize Chase cards early on in our credit card journey while we're still under the 524 rule to start. And then later on down the road, we can also prioritize Chase cards at that time when we're back under 524 again. Now, the reason for planning around 524 is because Chase cards are well known for not only being really easy to use with great features, but they also come with really good sign-up bonuses as well. And those sign-up bonuses can actually be earned more than one time on a lot of cards, which is also very cool and something I'll explain more about in just a minute here. But so if you've been approved for 4 personal credit cards or less within the past 24 months, then I think it's smart to take advantage of that and see if you can find any current Chase offers out there going on at the moment that actually fit into your setup or at least give you high value from a sign-up bonus. That's actually what I did just last year. So I was around 424 when I saw a higher offer on the Marriott Bonvoy Boundless card from Chase for 5 free nights worth up to 50,000 points per night. But I also wanted to get the City Custom Cash at that time, but I knew that if I got the Custom Cash first, that would put me at 524 and then prevent me from getting the 5 free nights on that Chase Marriott card. So by tracking my 524 status and planning around that, I was able to get those 2 cards in the right order, with the Bonvoy Boundless coming in first and then the City Custom Cash after that. So just be aware of Chase 524 because it could prevent you from getting good Chase credit cards with good sign-up bonuses if you're not careful. Now, recently with the limited time offer of 80,000 points on the Sapphire Preferred, which actually might be gone by the time you're watching this, there was a lot of data points out there of people getting approved while being over 524. So it's kind of an interesting development here, and definitely worth noting here that Chase might be rethinking this rule for certain offers. So hopefully they can maybe reach more people, reach more customers. But I would look at events like this as more of an exception to the rule and not the rule itself. So definitely always keep 524 in mind and just try to read about the exceptions online as they pop up like this. Now, along with that, Chase credit card mistake number 5 is going to be not getting more than 1 sign-up bonus on certain cards. And to explain this, we can talk about 2 more rules in the world of Chase credit cards, with the 24-month rule and the 48-month rule. Now, these rules are easily found on Chase's website, so they're pretty easy easy to understand. So if we go to the Sapphire Preferred page, we can see in the fine print under the current welcome bonus section, it says this product is available to you if you do not have this card and have not received a new card member bonus for this card in the past 48 months. And then for cards like the Freedom Flex and Freedom Unlimited, it says something very similar, but you only have to wait 24 months and not have this card anymore. Now, I'd say to focus more on the 48-month rule for getting more than one bonus on a Sapphire card, just because those bonuses on those cards are going to be much more valuable than the Freedom cards. And you'll see that it just makes more sense with how that works on the 48-month rule in just a minute here. But there was basically two parts to that rule. So first, we cannot have any Sapphire card at the time we want to reapply. And second, we must not have received a new card member bonus in the last 48 months on a Sapphire card. So let's use me as an example to explain this a little bit better here, because I'm actually going to be eligible to get a second sign-up bonus on the Sapphire Preferred later on this year. And that's what I kind of plan to do if everything works out according to my strategy. Now, basically, I got approved for my current Sapphire Preferred card around October 2019, and then reached the $4,000 minimum spend to get the sign-up bonus shortly after that. So the 60,000 point offer that I got way back then was deposited into my Chase account in November 2019. What Chase is basically saying here with the 48-month rule is that I need to be past 48 months since I got that bonus to be eligible for another new bonus. So that means the earliest that I can be eligible would be in December 2023, because that's more than 48 months from November 2019 when I received the first bonus. So it's not 48 months from when you were approved for the Sapphire card, it's 48 months from when you actually receive the new card member bonus into your account. That means that as December 2023 approaches later this year, for the second part of that rule to be eligible for another bonus, I'm gonna have to get rid of the Sapphire Preferred that I currently have, since I cannot be holding that card to qualify for another bonus. Now, I'm not gonna cancel it, but what I'm gonna do instead is actually downgrade it to a no annual fee card within the same Chase product family, which they allow card holders to do. And a quick side note here, but I'm gonna make this mistake number 6, and that mistake is closing a Chase card because of an annual fee. So in most cases, we never want to close a Chase credit card just because it has an annual fee and maybe we're not getting value from it anymore. That's because pretty much all Chase credit cards that I know of can be downgraded to a no annual fee card instead, again, within the same product family. If we close a credit card, what that's gonna do is get rid of all the credit history and age associated with that account eventually when it falls off our credit report around 7 to 10 years in the future. And closing a card is not always a bad thing if you really do have an annual fee that you cannot downgrade away from. But in my opinion, if we can downgrade to a no annual fee card instead of canceling like we can with most Chase cards, then I think that should be our first option. So back to the Sapphire Preferred example, to get another sign-up bonus later on this year, what I would probably do is maybe 2 to 3 months out from when I'm gonna be past the 48-month rule, so maybe September or October 2023, I would call up Chase and ask to downgrade my current Sapphire Preferred card to either the Chase Freedom Flex or Chase Freedom Unlimited, because both those cards are in the same product family, like I said, because they all earn Chase Ultimate Rewards points. Now, even though I already have both those Freedom cards, right now, Chase does allow you to have more than one of them if you already have them, and then you downgrade to another one, which we're gonna be doing in this case. So by downgrading my current Sapphire Preferred to a Freedom card, I'm gonna no longer hold it, which meets the first part of the 48-month rule. And then because December 2023 is more than 48 months since I received my last Sapphire bonus, I'm gonna be eligible to get a new sign-up bonus if I want to by reapplying for the card again. Now, I'll probably wait to do this until I see that Chase is hopefully offering another limited time elevated bonus later on, so that way I'm not making the first mistake we talked about earlier in this video. But just always remember that there are ways to get more than one Sapphire card bonus if you follow the 48-month rule. Now, for mistake number 7 here, this is a benefit that gets overlooked a lot with Chase credit cards. So that mistake is not using Chase offers. And if we want to find these offers, all we got to do is head back over to our Chase account again. And normally it takes a ton of time to manually add these offers one by one, but you're going to notice that I have every one of these automatically added to all my Chase cards. And that's because I use Card Pointers, which is an extension that does that for me. So I highly recommend that, and I'm going to leave a link to Card Pointers down below. But these offers can save you a ton of money if you shop online or even in person at certain stores. So before you buy anything, just go over to your Chase account and see what offers you have, or use Card Pointers to automatically add those offers for you and potentially give you extra value back in your pocket every year. Then next, mistake number 8 is an easy one to avoid if you know about it, but many people don't know that you can do this with your Chase points. So that mistake is not combining Chase points in a 2-player setup. Now, I've talked about my entire 2-player credit card strategy with me and my fiance Jackie in another video I'll link to down below, but most people know that you can combine Chase points earned from multiple Chase cards under your own Chase account by using the Combine Points tab. So for example, you can move points earned from your Freedom Flex over to your Chase Sapphire Preferred, where those benefits and features on the Sapphire Preferred can give you more value with that card. But another thing you can do is transfer Chase points over to another person. And the terms do say they have to be a member of your household, which is the case for me and Jackie. So to move points from one household member to another one, all you got to do is go ahead and call up Chase the first time to provide the card number of the other household member that you want to transfer to. And then you should be able to see the card appear as an option under that combined points tab. So in other words, Jackie can now see my Sapphire Preferred as an option to move her points over to me. Basically, by doing this, we're able to have all the Chase points that we both earn under my Sapphire Preferred cards, so that way I can link my transfer partners where I might have status and other benefits. So it just makes it much easier and more efficient to then redeem our points by transferring them, which is the best way to get max value for your points. Now, speaking of redeeming for max value, the mistake that I want to talk about next here is by far where people get tripped up the most. So mistake number 9 is redeeming points for bad value. So there's many ways to redeem Chase points, but really there's one way that's the best, one way that's good for mostly beginners, one way that's just okay, and a few ways that are bad value. So let me go through them really quickly as simply as I can to show you what I mean. Now let's assume you have a card like the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and we're also going to assume that you have 100,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points that you've saved up within your account. So if we go to our Chase Ultimate Rewards page and then look at the top, we can see a lot of options here, but let's work our way up from the worst to the best ways to redeem those points. And first, we've got Pay with Points, where if we click that, we can see that there's a couple of options to link and enroll with Amazon or PayPal, which sounds nice because those are two of the most common ways to buy things online. So a lot of people think it's smart to use their Chase points for that. But the problem here is they're not thinking about opportunity cost. So basically you have to look at whatever your Chase points can get you with each option and then realize that you might be better off saving your points for the best one. So here with Amazon or PayPal, 100,000 points is worth $800, and doing some quick math, 800 bucks divided by 100,000 points values those points at only 0.8 cents per point. And we can compare that with other options that we have. But as a quick thing to keep in mind, below 1 cent per point is bad, equal to 1 cent per point is okay, above 1 cent per point is good, but way above 1 cent per point is the best. So next, let's take a look at gift cards. And in general here, 100,000 points is worth $1,000 for gift cards. So the math there works out to be basically 1 cent per point, which again is just okay. And we can see that if we browse around the options here for gift cards on the Chase portal, that most of these options get that value. So 10 $100 gift cards to Target is $1,000 for 100,000 points. And sometimes there might be better deals that get slightly above 1 cent per point, but still there's better options than gift cards. Cashback is another option for redeeming Chase points where we also get 1 cent per point. So that's easy to see here when we go to the option to redeem for cashback within Chase Ultimate Rewards. And this says $1,000 is also equal to 100,000 points. And then after that, there's the pay yourself back feature, which used to be pretty good, but now it's not really that great anymore. So here, usually you're getting 1 cent per point for most of the changing categories, or 1.25 cents per point for donating to charity. But then we get into travel with the next option here that I think is good for beginners just learning the whole travel credit card game, and that is redeeming points for travel through the Chase portal. And that's where you can book things like flights, hotels, and car rentals at a value of 1.25 cents per point on the Sapphire Preferred, or 1.5 cents per point on the Sapphire Reserve. So I personally have the Preferred in my wallet, and basically you can see right here in this portal that you can book $1,250 worth of travel for 100,000 points. So again, that's 1.25 cents per point, which is getting better, but I still think anyone using Chase points should aim for higher value than this. So like I said earlier, by far the best way to redeem Chase points is by transferring them out to travel partner programs where you can find ways to get 2 to 3 cents per point or even much higher. So those same 100,000 Chase points become worth potentially $2,000 to $3,000 or more in value for things like business class flights and resort hotel stays. So to fully explain that with some really cool examples, you got to go ahead and check out this video over here next that I made on how to redeem Chase points like a pro, where I go over exactly how to do that. But as always, thank you so much for watching.